How's it going, everyone? It's time once again for a weekly watch list. This is basically my watch list for the week and how I'm going to trade it. So let's just get right with this. First up, ticker NQ. Oh, and keep in mind, I do go live on Instagram throughout the week. Every morning, we create a fresh watch list in case some of these, levels get messed up when futures open or just, messed up throughout the week. So tune in for that if you want some fresh levels daily. Anyways, let's get with this. You can see we've rejected this zone several times this month on the hourly time frame. Not really interested in rejecting again. I want to see us break above, pull back for a retest entry. And I would like to see hourly confirmation on this for a possible long entry. And let me show you what I'm talking about. See this candle right here? I like to watch price action and volume together to catch these moves, especially these hour time frame moves, right? You want to see a nice, clear reversal candle. You want to see the pullback. Watch for that reversal candle. Use whatever your edge is, whatever keeps you, whatever you say your strong point is. Anything you can add for extra confirmation is never a bad thing as long as it keeps the strategy true. But anyways, yeah, break above, retest, look for that hourly reversal candle for a possible longer day trade. Now here are my bounce levels. I do have exact levels marked. Keep in mind it's more of an area, but I'm trying to put the exact area I would start watching or be looking for that candle to form. We can trade these on the lower time frame, these bounces, such as the 5 minute, and watch for confirmation that way. I like both these levels are very clear to me. That's exactly what I'm looking for when choosing my levels. I don't like to, have to say, okay, is that a level? That could be a level, or that could be a pattern. If it's not clear, it's not worth trading. Up next, ticker ES. You can see the levels here on the side. 6335 is the top, 6329 is the bottom. Gonna watch this for the same thing we talked about before on NQ, the break above and retest. Could it reject again? Yes. We haven't had as many touches here as the one on NQ, as you can see. So here's the current hourly supply. Here's the current hourly demand. Top of this zone is 6264. Bottom 6258. Now we can do the same thing here. We can look for the bounce for a possible long entry, or if we push down, come back up, retest, we could possibly look for a short entry if we confirm. Keep in mind, just because we break below and come back up and retest doesn't mean we'll confirm. You have to wait on it. Okay, no early entries. If you don't see the confirmation, don't take the trade. It's that simple. Up next, ticker SPY. You can trade options or ES futures based off these levels. This is current supply here. 626.9, 625.9, about a dollar zone here I'm watching. Honestly, I like the ES chart better. You can use them both the same, but some people only trade SPY. Nothing wrong with that if you just still trade options or if you just trade futures. It's whatever, wherever you're making money, if it works, stick with it. And I will watch this 617, basically the 618 area for a possible bounce. You can see we respected it well here. We respected it well in the recent past. So let's see if we can catch a bounce there. If not, I'll do the same thing we talked about on ES. Break below, look for the pullback up for a possible short entry that way, the retest from the bottom. Up next, ticker QQQ. Top of the zone 557.6, bottom of the zone 557.7. I really like this bounce area here, this 550. If we pull back, I will watch for a possible bounce here for QQQ calls or NQ longs. And below that, I don't have nothing until this 544.6 area. And as you all can see, we've respected that really well. Had some very clean price action here. So, just to summarize, talking about these levels, I look for very clear lines. People, I'm going to cover a couple questions people ask me here, like, do you like bodies or wicks? I like to line mine up with wicks, right? When I'm charting my support and resistance, even my zones, right? I like to line them up with the wicks. And, not every zone is tradable in my opinion. Sometimes you'll get, for instance, NQ had a crazy 30-minute orb range the other day, right? When I see something like that, say I have to put my stop loss 50% of the orb, or 75, wherever your stop loss is, whatever strategy you're using, you can't have too much risk, right? The market just cannot, sometimes it just not going to move enough to make it make sense, right? In simple terms. So if you have any questions, we'll use this video as try to make it as educational as possible. So drop them in the comments and I'll come in and make sure I answer if I can. And if it doesn't take a book to answer, I'll come into the comments, answer your questions, about how I trade, levels. If you have, there's some questions you just can't seem to find the answers in trading. Trust me, I remember it well. You Google it, you're like, what is this? It's usually something very not important, or something very simple, but it's just hard to find the answer. Drop the questions. I'll do my best. And always feel free to tune into my lives throughout the week on Instagram and YouTube. Always answering questions on there. And that's it. I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you next time.